Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lily with Insightful Guidance and Mindful Beauty. In this video, I am going to be, I think I just spit everywhere. I don't know. In this video, I am going to be checking on the energies this week for my air signs. My air signs are my Geminis, Libras, and Aquarians. And first I want to say, first week of September, my little crystal here, new energy. We have been through some really intense few days. I want to say for myself, I'm an Aquarius rising, and I cannot tell you how difficult emotionally the last few days were for me, to the point where I almost did not do these readings because I was so pesa. I was so heavy in my heart, and an empath, man, it sucks sometimes. That is the curse, that you feel so much energy and you have to kind of decipher and work through it and allow it to be. But I feel like I got real clear that my Insightful Guidance readings, personally, when you book with me and when I do this, I've gotten messages that I've been helpful in big ways. So this is not about me, and I wanted to make sure that I continue, no matter how difficult things are or what I'm going through, to find the time to serve in this way, to give in this energy exchange. And so I hope that I continue to be helpful for you guys. In my other videos, I talked astrologically about what's going on this week. We have Saturn, the planet of discipline and details, and not being able to kind of like try to go through loops and skip steps, but really to be disciplined in your boundaries. For my air signs, I feel like boundaries with authority, understanding a system and how things have order, autonomy. And if you're really forcing against what the collective energy has been doing for years, you're gonna hit walls to the point where you might not be able to get up from this. We are also going through the obvious lunar cycle. So by the time the end of this week, we will have a full moon on the 7th, and that's going to be a lunar eclipse, and we're in eclipse season. And eclipses are all about clearing the paths that the universe gives you, going through the threshold of things. I feel like all of us collectively are going through, we're all going to feel this energy very heavy. Is to push through our goals, our plans, our heart dissonance, like all the things, like really coming to the surface. You know, we've been sitting under boiled pot for a long time. Things have bubbled, things have come out, and a lot of what we're seeing is just trying to figure out how to live in a space where we have peace and freedom, and however that connects to you and aligns to you. So with that being said, yeah, we're also in a very strong energy of new moon's energy, which started on August 23rd. New moon in Virgo, which we're in the Virgo season now, but it was at 0 degrees, which was very important because it was like the initiator. We're just starting from a blank slate, and that energy is connecting to this next new moon on September 21st. And that's going to be in 29 degrees, which is like the end of a degrees, the end of a cycle. So you're going to, whatever you've been going through this month, the last few days of August, the last few days of August, which have been really emotionally intense, to the first week of September, it kind of like lingers on the effects of Mercury and Uranus. Also, that connection is all about communicating in a way that you get a lot of downloads, especially in my air signs, and these downloads are going to give you ideas on a positive way, in a positive way, to take that hurt, that confusion, that mental replay in the mind into manifesting something that can help yourself. So much clarity, so much understanding, but also all around you. I get like generational wealth, I get generational teachings, lessons, things that like my air signs are doing in a way that is really kind of like clipping the generational curse, making sure that whatever they're doing and going through now, they have that connection to their mothers, their grandparents, and then like getting that clarity on, oh, this is my responsibility now as my generation to make sure that my kids don't go into the same way of thinking, that I can give this wisdom, they can pass this wisdom on to them so that they can flourish and handle what's coming next, because it's so uncertain. I know I said a lot, but I'm going to go and dive into my air signs, which are my Geminis, my Libras, and my Aquarians. We got this full moon coming up this weekend, and then we have the Saturn. I'm a fire sign, sun, and I have Aquarius, like I said, rising. We don't like rules, but we understand that they're needed in order for us to, a light went out, in order for us to like we suck it up and just like, okay, there's rules. We're gonna play along and we're gonna do this, but we're also gonna twist in some wacky ways in order for us to deal, and in a healthy way, because everything that I do is to help be bold and make the first move, is to do it in a fun, loving way. Your dreams need a practical plan, and nothing will come out of this situation. I definitely feel like in midweek, I wouldn't say like Wednesday, Thursday, right? You realize that nothing came out of a situation because you got the answers that you needed, or you got the clarity, or because you put things into Nine of Pentacles, into actualization, into actually like you went from paper to acting it out. Like, so let's just say, for example, you are in the creative arts and you are an actor or in that industry, and you write your sitcom or your whatever. This was the week, or this is the week, that whatever you've been writing down the last couple days, now you get up in front of the camera and you do it. You know what I mean? And you do it in a way that feels good because you gave yourself such clarity and structure. And 10 of Cups. I feel good things are coming up from my air signs, just as long as they can navigate understanding authority. Like, I feel like you might get approached with, someone that says you should do things a certain way. And, it's up to you. Like, everyone has free will. You could take their recommendation or their suggestions, or you can not. And you're going to figure out, you get the highest priestess, you're going to get information that says, that's the Justice card underneath. It's based on the Justice card. Downloads from spirit, from doing your due diligence, that says to you, I know what feels good. I'm doing this from a place of excitement, joy, information, service, higher consciousness. Like, it's different. It is, you understand that this is what's going to make your projects flourish. You're going to understand that, you're going to be more grateful for, I feel like, gratitude for how you're getting support in unexpected ways. I feel like you're going to get a phone call or a text message or an email that says something to the degree of like, you got accepted, or, you know, this was approved, or, you know, we're giving you the green light to move forward. And it's a very exciting time. You know, I really feel like it's a really good time to move forward with what you've been working on. The fact that you've grounded yourself and you did the work with your root chakra, it's talking about securing your finances, securing your foundation. If you guys are thinking about moving or buying or investing in a place, or investing in like getting a partner, all of this kind of feels very healthy, very aligned, very let me see, it feels good, I gotta say. I like that card. Oh, love, because, you know, you guys, my air signs have had to have such spiritual strength, in that you thought for a while you might have gone crazy. You've gotten so much emotional loss and confusion about everything. Career, you might have switched careers. Health, something might have happened in your health where you feel like, shit, now I have to go through this. I gotta show up here, I gotta do this for my health. And now you're more cautious, and you're more careful, and you take it more seriously, and you some sort of like reset, reboot, reset was so strong for my air signs that made them feel like, I know I have to move on. As much as this hurts, as much as I've cried, I've lost, emotional loss here feels very strong. It's all worth it, because now I have grown so much from this. And now I can really step into a relationship or a partnership, or something that, you know, your soulmate aligns with you. Like, you find, I feel like my air signs, if you're dealing with a water sign, man, have you guys gone through some shit. I feel heavy, like, but the love is there. Like, a lot of back and forth mental, a lot of banter back and forth about like how things could have been, should have been. This is how I think, this is how I feel, this is how life relationship looks like for me. And then nothing came out of it, but then you couldn't let go, and you stood in a relationship longer than you needed to. Now is like, I moved on. And I like, my air signs really moved on, like really let go of. And in certain cases, not so much the relationship, you're still in the relationship with this water sign, or a water sign, or a person who is a lot of characteristics of water. Doesn't have to be a water sign, but holds a lot of characteristics of water. You finally let go of your idea of what a situation looked like to you, and thought about their idea and what it looked like for them. Or you stepped outside. Something happened here when you finally let go of your idea on how things should be, and you went zero, like that 0 degrees of Virgo, and just went into extreme self-care, went quiet, you know, went into nature, meditated. If you never meditated before, you could have experienced it for the first time, even if it was just for a couple of minutes, even if it was just through meditation, through cooking, or through like walking outside. Something happened spiritually where you just felt like, I need to love in a way that I've never loved before. And so what does that look like? That looks like having higher consciousness, stepping outside of my ego. My ego is what you think things should be like because you said so. But that's not what love is. Love is allowing yourself to let go of all the ideas, how you were raised, conditioning thoughts, experiences from the past, and disconnecting all of those identities and saying, I'm willing to experience love in a way that I've never. Intuition, third eye, opening the door, like going in, visualizing, feeling through visualization work. Like some of you air signs are deep. Man, you guys are deep. You guys are doing some work that says to me, you want to feel and experience something different, something new, something. And, you know, Aquarians are like that. They're very innovative. You know, they're the ones that, you know, will go to space. They're the ones that create technology. They're very big in AI. That's, you know, the planet, they're ruled by Uranus. You know, it's innovation, it's technology, it's new, it's unexpected things, ideas that dance around in their head, and all of a sudden it turns into something that is huge for everybody to enjoy or know, or it's a household name. Like, it blows up, you know. Like, you air signs have the ability to communicate in a way that is for the masses. It's not just for the family, it's for like everyone, you know. And I think that you guys have come into a place where you feel like, I'm gonna do this deck. I'm using different decks for this video. Not all of them, just this one actually. Oh, I got so many downloads. They were fast. And that's Mercury, you know. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Fast information, fast download, unexpected ideas that could really turn into something. But as long as like you align to a truth that it feels more so like it's not attached to anything from your past, you know. It's, you know, knowing that a certain thing is happening but not owning it. You're not going to label it. That's not who you are. It's part of who you are. It doesn't own you. It's not who, it's not everything. And so you know that, like, you understand you understand noise and depth. You understand like who's talking shit, who's fake, and who's authentic and is really gonna pull through with something real. I think that's where you guys are. Like, you're very intuitive in knowing who's full of shit and who's not. And then also, if you're like the low vibrating air sign, and meaning like everything is negative and you're not really out here to serve everybody else, this is the week where it really hits you. It really is going to hurt. And that hurt for me is spiritual growth. It's I feel like somebody feels really, I don't know, insecure or embarrassed or says something, and then all of a sudden it's just like, I never want to step outside again because I said something or I did something that was so uncalled for, and I know it's my fault. But you'll get through it, and it feels very much like you own it, you know, because you really want to grow. You really want to grow, and that actually helps. That actually helps your situation. You know, somebody has a positive response to that, and then it also helps with like your personal relationships. So like, let's say, you know, what you kind of messed up on was work related. All of a sudden, I feel like, not all of a sudden, but I feel like I got this really clear vision of like, one thing one thing falls apart so that everything can come together. And then you get the support and the forgiveness. Like, I feel like there's a true, like, damn, I really messed that up. And I'm going to apologize first to myself and come to an awareness that feels good. Like, man, I've never been in a situation that humbled me in this way. And I can not only forgive myself, but pour love into myself, because it really isn't the end of this life or journey. It's the chapter that's just closing, and this lesson it taught me so much. You know, this chapter that's ending for my air signs, and it could be ending at the end of the month, September 21st, and then right after is the equinox, so it's like a whole new season beginning. Could really teach you guys the lesson of not only feeling and owning something you've done wrong, but growing from it, sharing that lesson. Another message I just got, like, if you've dealt with narcissistic personality before, you took a lot of time off, and you're just like scared that you might bump into it again. It's been like terrifying for you, almost crippling, to the point where you're not dating, you're not going out, you're not socializing, or you weren't. And then all of a sudden now, September, October, November, towards the end, and going towards the end of the year, this energy is saying to you, girl, it's okay. Like, dude, like, you got that lesson, and you could smell narc behavior. You do not have to accept it again. And it's taught you so much growth, love. Like, you're not gonna have that relationship again. You're gonna have something that feels aligned with who you are now. It feels so nice. It feels really nice. There is some residual fear or nervousness or anxiousness about partnership, new relationships, but it definitely is all in your head. You have a new chapter. You don't have to suffer in silence. You can. There's another energy that I'm getting here that feels more so like, I don't care what other people think or how they judge me. I'm going to determine to be me, patiently me, a goddess under, repair. I feel like my air signs have felt so beat up. Like, completely, the Five of Pentacles, depleted, emptied out, like nothing is left here. Nothing is left here with my air signs. Like, you've given everything. You are empty. But from this emptiness comes an ending, a very strong ending, and a self-actualization that feels so chill. And for me to say chill with air, not always, not almost ever. I always feel my air signs energy to be so back and forth, so undecided, so scattered sometimes, and not in a negative way. Sometimes that energy actually helps them to flourish. A lot of my air signs, especially my Geminis, work well with very high energy. Like, the faster they go, the better that they are. This feels more like I can go fast, but I have divine timing to calm and slow and trust and receive. Receive is a big thing. Understanding authority, having boundaries with authority. So, like, I get big time a male energy, a masculine energy that's too that's abused their position, and now they're on their knees and they just, that's it, they're done. And I feel a lot of masculine energy. I don't want to steer off my air signs, but there's so many masculine energies that have come to, I'm done, like I have nothing, and force a situation and force it to the point of, it's just as bad. It's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. I mean, it's so bad. Because you won't sit down. And sometimes the energy calls for you. You can't party all the time. You can't be the boss all the time. You can't be on 1,000 all the time. You have to break. You have to break down. You have to rest. You have to take a break. You have to meditate. You have to find other things. And some of my air signs are just refusing to break and sit and chill and calm and trust and receive and be an empress, be a temperance, be somebody that can mix earth, wind, air, fire, all the elements and make beautiful energy. But you need spaces and breaks. And you know, when you plant seeds of intentions or literal seeds in a plant and you water it, it takes time for those little seeds to grow into veins and roots and leaves and stems and trees. And it takes, you guys know, it takes time. And something happened with my air signs that they got so in their head about forcing a situation or doing things fast and doing them now that it just didn't work. And so now this chapter is asking you, whatever fell apart, it really didn't. It didn't fall apart. It's just asking you to, like, instead of gently place it down. You know what I mean? Like, instead of slamming or forcing or fast and feeling like anger and resentment and frustration, because there's a lot of valid reasons. Like, I'm not saying that you didn't have valid reasons to be upset with the people who took too long, didn't say the right things, didn't say enough things, didn't do the right, like, it feels very valid for why you are pissed or frustrated or like impatient. But this is not the time to act on that behavior. This is the time to water. Or I think I said this to one of my clients and she got so mad. She was like, okay, I get it. I gotta get in water. My air signs have got to get in water. Like, that I feel like is going to calm their minds and their nervous system and their energy down. Like, floating, being in the ocean. This is your time. Like, we still got those couple more weeks of end of summer vibes. Get in that ocean. Do a cleanse. Go to your healer. And I don't want to hear from you people who don't believe in what it is that I'm doing, think this is demon devil work. Then I'm not for you. Go see someone else. But it's in the Bible. Herbs to cleanse. It's there. They're herbs. They come from nature. Crystals, rocks come from nature. Not saying that this is going to change your whole life. But it's definitely a tool to activate. A reminder to ground. To clear negative energy. Anything. Selenite. Clear your energy. Clear your cards. I saged my cards. My relationship with my God is my relationship with my God. Not anybody else's business. I love it. I own it. I'm here because I'm, again, service, love, help, enlighten, love. Our planet is expanding. Gaia is expanding. We can't stay in our egos and thinking that our little lives, and it's not like our little lives, but we're our cosmos. We're as above, so below. We're humans on this planet. Like, enough with the greed. Enough with the power-hungry bullshit. Enough with the evil shit. Enough with trying to knock and disappear and kill and take everything away because you think you want to just hold on to something, because that's just not life. It's not how it goes. Women have really done with a lot of masculine energy, and now in masculine energy they don't know how to switch, and not all of them. So if my masculine energies are here who are healed, God bless you, congratulations. I thank you for doing the work. Healing is hard, it's ugly, it's uncomfortable, it's not easy. It's the hardest thing. It's like birthing a baby, and because you don't understand what birthing a baby is, man, you birth things in different ways, you know what I mean? And I invite you guys to do the healing work, because it's time. You can't keep moving in the same direction of greed, hate, and control and ego. It's not working. It's not working. So stop. I know I'm not innocent. I've judged a lot of people, and I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've jumped into situations that weren't healthy, but God has blessed me to safely get out of them. And I'm here to share with you that you can only live in, there's only two ways of doing this, no matter how you slice it: love or fear. Which one are you living in? So I hope this message helps. Serendipity is the card that fell out. If you like this message, please, if it resonates with you, like, share, and subscribe, or book a personal reading, mindfulbeautylife.com. I appreciate your time here, and I also have links where you can buy me a coffee. There's an Amazon list there where I like to play with decks and more energy. So I will be back, and I hope these messages help. I'm wishing you a lot of love, good health, and many more blessings. Until the next one. Bye.